Welcome to the Indie Beacon Show, where readers can discover great new indie authors. Find us on all major podcast systems and YouTube. Join B Alan Bourgeois on today's show.
Hi, and welcome to a special edition of the Indie Beacon Show. This is your host, B Alan Bourgeois, and I have Gurhan with me, who's with BookSelfie, a new bookstore for indie authors and any other author who wants to sign up. Welcome, Gurhan. So let's start with the basic. Why did you create this?
Why did I create BookSelfie? Okay, so there are some big boys out there. And the big boys, they usually push the books on people. So we just said, hey, this is no good. That's the mainstream. And if any author would like to make a noise or, would like to be known, they need a better platform where a platform does not really push the ads or other authors on the people who are coming onto the platform. So that's how we started. And then, of course, we started getting into it. And then right now, the platform is a little bit, looks like a little bit on the mainstream, but we have other functionalities coming. And those are great functionalities where your big boys don't have, where we're going to be implementing. And of course, we have an app. And on our app, there is a full function of ebook, reading ebooks and bookmarking. And then there is also audiobook functionality. And we're going to add more like augmented reality and et cetera, et cetera. So we're going to be like a niche, not on the mainstream, niche, let's say, book selling platform for indie authors. And of course, for the book lovers, it's going to be a little bit more enjoyable than just the mainstream.
Okay.
That's why we started.
All right. Your site is definitely new because there's not that many books on there at this time. So where are you based at?
We are in Austin, Texas.
Oh, so are we. Welcome.
Yes.
All righty. And you have a partner who is helping you create this, correct?
Yes, actually, she happens to be my wife.
Good. You're creating the apps, so obviously you have some coding experience and stuff. So why did you choose to create the apps versus using canned products?
Using what products? I'm sorry?
Canned, already established products that you can customize.
No, that wouldn't match with us because right now the app looks a little bit on, again, the mainstream. On the app, you can buy physical books, print books, anywhere you want. And of course, you can read ebooks, you can purchase ebooks and the audiobooks, but you need to be a member, and the app works as in membership, like a monthly subscription. Now, this is all fine and dandy, but in about 3 months, maybe 2 or 3 months, we're going to start again, as I said, implementing like augmented reality and everything else. So these, out of the box apps, they don't cut it. We have to develop everything.
Okay. And your payout is 2 different levels. One, because you have subscription based for ebooks, your payout's different than if somebody bought a paperback. How did you come up with those payout ideas?
Well, it's actually economics. What we did, we looked around. Let's go back. Let me just make one thing clear. We came to America about 2.5 years ago. We already have a publishing business back in the old country. So when we came, when we started looking around, we wanted to do the same. And we looked around before we started this, of course, the research, the membership, the monthly fees, they're like around $9, $10. So we said $8.99. So coming from that direction, of course, you trickle down at the beginning of your venture, you're going to lose money because people are going to, download more than the people are going to, authors are going to upload. So we just made some calculations, and of course, going back to our investment capabilities, that's how we decided the $8.99. That is the like a little bit lower than the average membership monthly fee, and so each author gets $2 And the way that we came up with that is, if you look at the big boys, they do what, 70%, and you sell your ebook for $2.99 and whatnot. You still get the same thing, but there you need to fight the big boys. I mean, big bears. I mean, I like belong to quite a few groups on Facebook, and these people, they make $1.2 million a month, and you're fighting these people with your 3 books, and these guys have serious bunch of serious books. So we wanted to make a little bit more, okay, so you get $1 and you're not very well known, but you're not in the mainstream, you're in a niche, and if you just work a little bit harder, you can make money. That's how we calculated things.
So working a little harder, how long are you anticipating before you can start seeing a profit?
Profit? Oh, now that is a tall question. Okay, so we anticipate 6 months. Our goal is within, I'd say about 2 months to 3 months, reach up to maybe 500 books. So the process is, our plan is this. We started right now, actually today, we have like, I think 5 or 6 uploads. Everything is coming up, and we haven't even started yet on the national scale. So what we are saying to the authors, look, we are going to do a national campaign, advertising and marketing campaign. How would you like to be? Would you like to be one of the, like a few people on Instagram way back when? Guess what would have happened by now? Okay, this is what we're saying. Now I get on the bandwagon, because once we start doing this national campaign, and that's so, you're going to be on the bandwagon, and your name is going to start popping up everywhere, much better than the big boys that you can ever advertise. So 300 books first month or so, 500 books a few months, again 3 months or so, and we're anticipating about 6 months profitability. Okay, and again, adding more functionality is just going to give us an edge. I can tell you one more functionality. We are talking to print-on-demand people, now international print-on-demand people. So we'll also be getting into that. So upload your cover, upload your interior book, bam, that's it. Print-on-demand. And upload your audiobook, upload your ebook, bam, you have a nice solid app for your digitals, and then you have a really nice platform to sell your print on demand. There you go, 6 months, profitable.
That sounds a little far-fetched in some respects, to do it in 6 months. I mean, that's a lot of money investment.
We're not that new. We've been around for 2 years. And let's go back. Our background is publishing, and we are just bringing that to this country. We have a backbone. We have people working for us. We have people doing like a coding for application. We have people working for us, a team for our platform. We have a team who would do, let's say, the interior design and editing and cover design. We have all these people in the back. They've already been there. We have these people. Now all we have to do is start marketing. That's all.
And that's the hardest part. Let's stop here, take a break from our sponsors, and we'll be right back. Marianne Fairmouth is a career consultant with 30 years experience in the national recruiting world, a multi-award-winning author in multi-genres, and a speaker that gives presentations to help you succeed. Her book, Revolutionary Recruiting, made the top 20 global list of recruiting books. Find her on Amazon, your favorite bookstore, or at fairmouth.com.
To embrace your children's imagination, check out Diane Floyd Bame's books for kids. There's The Moonling Adventures, all about the animals in the Serengeti. And then there's Harry the Camel, learning to love yourself just the way you are. Then The Little Girl in the Moon. There's one about friendship, another one about the big ideas, which is an inspirational story. And then Tour Tycho Town, right there in Tycho Crater on the moon. All of Diane Floyd Bame's books are available at B4R Store.
Hello, I am the author Denise Bryson. My first book is The Things That Cross My Mind, Inspirational Poetry with Life Lessons. And then my audiobook is Love's Reality. And it is also inspirational poetry with a jazzy flair. And then my new book is The Sex, the Lies, and the Soul Ties. They're really short stories written from a poetic expression. And then I have my first children book series, the Blinky series, which the first book is called Meet the Coins, and it is both in English and Spanish. And then the new book, From Coins to Bills. I am the author, Denise Bryson.
Welcome to the Indie Beacon Show, where readers can discover great new indie authors. Find us on all major podcast systems and YouTube. Join B Alan Bourgeois on today's show.
And welcome back. This is your host, B Alan Bourgeois, with a special edition of the Indie Beacon Show. We are talking with Gurhan, who is with BookSelfie, a new bookstore online. Gurhan, you mentioned earlier that you are previously a publisher in another country. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, it is not previously, actually. We still have it. It still goes. We have that company. And what we did is we left our daughter. She's running the company. We have that backbone. That's no question at all. And that company is, well, let's just say in the back country, but it is also within Europe. Now, it's not that we closed anything and came to America. We are still running that company. We have that backbone. Okay.
So with the publishing aspect, and you left it there, in, as you're saying, the back country, why didn't you bring it here to the U.S.?
Well, we started that with the BookSelfie. Again, we had to look around in America. America is totally different. You just don't compare America to any country in the world. Believe me, I've been around the world twice. And that's why we came back here. So we did some research and we sat down. Actually, the platform that you see right now, it is a very basic form of the platform that you're going to see in 6 months, because that platform has already been designed. But what we said, it was too complicated to begin with. We could not, let's say, invite authors, upload their books. There were so many things going on with the initial design. We just said, no, we need to water this down a little bit. So we developed this. So in about, again, few months, 6 months, this platform is going to be gone, and the new platform that we designed initially is going to be back home. It has so many bells and whistles in it.
Can you give us an example of some of the bells and whistles?
Let's talk about videos, maybe, or learning how, maybe, service providers. If you're looking for a service, let's say an editor, okay? Those are just hints. Okay. I mean, instead of going to Upwork, why not just come to BookSelfie? Let's put it that way.
All right, so that brings up a good question. There's many organizations and businesses out there that do, in some respect, what you are doing and what you're planning on doing. So why did you choose to compete against not only the big ones, but the smaller ones that are doing basically the same thing?
Big ones, again, we're not in that market. I always say that to everybody. We are not in the mainstream because, as you're going to see the progress, are the functionalities that we are going to start adding, okay, it's going to take us way like to the right of the mainstream. I can't tell you what they are, but the first one that I mentioned was augmented reality. I can just reiterate that. Let's say that that's a good one. Let's just talk about that. There are a few more. Let's say that you are children's book author, and your book is nothing but images. How would you like to bring those images to life on a video? How about this? I'm holding my phone and I'm scanning your face, and some video starts playing. How about that? And anything that you can put in that video can play. Now, you wrote a book, there you go. Some kid is sitting and then he's got a laptop, or not laptop, I'm sorry, maybe a cell phone or something like that, and he holds against the your book, and your book comes alive. Anything. So that's one of the, again, that is not a mainstream. Not your big boys will do that. That's just an example. That's going to take us from the mainstream to the right, and that's how we believe will be competitive. Let's put it that way.
And unique.
Yes, unique.
Okay. We mentioned briefly the ebook commission, which is $2 for an author. Your paper is about 74% of the retail. Is that correct? That you pay out?
What we charge is, I think it's 25% we charge off of your sales price.
And how'd you come up with that figure?
Let's say that at the beginning, okay, this is business. At the beginning, your costs are high, your overhead is high. And we started doing like 15%. It is no secret. Your credit card charges like maybe 3% to 6%, depending on what you're doing. And on the top of that, we have how many? We ourselves are using 2 servers. One of them is our server, and the other one is Amazon server. And we also use another platform for our engine. And when you add these up, that's about 25%. And believe me, it's not leaving much of a profit at the end. As the business picks up, of course, your overhead decreases. That's when you start making money.
Right.
That's the calculation.
So you brought up Amazon, which is an interesting aspect because they've been accused of stealing people's platforms and using it, for themselves and stuff. Are you concerned about that in any way, considering how unique you're going to be?
I would love it. I would welcome them. I would. It took us 2 years to design this platform. They are more than welcome. Now, needless to mention, this is Amazon, okay? And I don't know if you've ever gotten into their digital side, like their servers and AWS, and it is an incredible, out of this world technology there. Can they do it? Of course they can do it. But, I mean, why can't they just, they can just pay us and we'll just give them we just rent it to them. Well, one of the servers is actually we're using, it belongs to them. It's a cloud server. I mean, well, again, it is not an easy, when you're looking at it, hey, well, it's just a book selling thing. Right now it is. But let's take a look at it in about 3 months or so. You'll see. Okay. A lot more technology involved.
So as you continue to grow and have multiple books on there and different authors and stuff, you do plan on keeping it at about 25% cost for the author. Is that about right? Or do you foresee
we're going to
changes?
lower it. We're going to lower it. That 25%, again, initial was 15%. Again, the credit card charge is like 3% to 6%. All depends. So it should be like 15% to 20%. Okay. So we are planning on actually scaling it down rather than upping it.
Okay.
We'll see.
And you mentioned that you traveled around the world and stuff like that. So why did you settle in Austin?
Austin. Oh, well, my brother was here, but he moved out. He left us here. He called us here and left us here. We didn't know. And again, we landed in Alabama, believe it or not. And he called us here. We never knew about Austin. And he just said, hey, look, you guys are into these technology, blah, blah. This is Austin. Come here. And we're always thinking, it's like, California is technology, right? He says, no, Austin is technology. So we moved here. And of course, To our surprise, yes. And guess what happened? All the Californians are now moving here.
Yes, I've been here for many years and I know that feeling all too well. So
Yes.
we're going to take another break and we'll let our sponsors do anything. We'll be right back. Publishing marketing package for authors, a $1,500 value, save 40% now. Includes a 6-piece marketing kit of 250 bookmarks, 250 business cards, 250 postcards, 1 table banner, 1 table runner, and 50 download cards, plus book cover design, ebook creation, PDF setups, upload to Ingram Spark, scroll placement, video commercial, and interview on IBS, plus much more. Email bourgeoismedia@look.com for details or bourgeoismedia.com.
Hi, I'm Mel Greenberg, author of Running with Our Eyes Closed, book 1 in the Empty Nested series. To the world, Samantha has the perfect life. 3 wonderful children, a loving husband, so she thought, and a life split between Dallas and Italy. When her youngest leaves for college, it all comes crashing down, forcing Samantha to re-examine everything. Over 7 days in one of the most romantic countries in the world, Samantha faces the past she thought she'd overcome and begins to redefine her role as a woman, a wife, and a mother.
What would you do if you had to put your life on hold to care for a loved one? Well, during COVID, almost all of us have been doing just that. I'm Charlotte Canyon, award-winning author, actress, and speaker. And my book, You Have to Laugh to Keep from Crying, shows you how you can revive, thrive, and survive with 4 golden rules. You have to love one another. You have to respect one another. You have to have patience with one another. And most of all, you've got to forgive one another. I'm Charlotte Canyon, and I approve this message.
Welcome to the Indie Beacon Show, where readers can discover great new indie authors. Find us on all major podcast systems and YouTube. Join B Alan Bourgeois on today's show.
And welcome back to the Indie Beacon Show. This is your host, B Alan Bourgeois, and we have with us Gurhan, who is with BookSelfie, a new online bookstore based in Austin, Texas. We've talked about the fact of indie authors and stuff, but you also want to include indie publishers. So what is your definition of indie publishers?
Okay, yes. Indie publishers are actually in our radar. In fact, we just made a handshake with one of them. Well, one way or another, at the end of the day, you need to sell books. That's what puts the bread on the table. Okay, whether you are a self-publishing author or you are an indie publisher. Now, self-publishing author, like it was happening today, one self-publishing author may have 3, 4, 10, 20 books. They can just upload them to our platform. But indie publishers, they may have hundreds of books. So what we are offering to them is we'll come to you and we'll create all these accounts for you. And we may even be able to upload these books for you. Of course, within a reason. I mean, we can't just upload thousands of books. Then we have to involve the APIs and whatnot. That actually gives us a little bit more leverage because it's one stone, and then you can, like, how many? Hundreds of books. That's much better for us. But that doesn't mean that indie authors, of course, they're not welcome. Of course, they're welcome, like it was happening today. That's why we would like to focus and welcome the indie publishers, and they have nothing to lose in the process. It's another selling platform, and get on the bandwagon. We start advertising and marketing, and your books will be all over the place in America. We'll be talking about you and your authors and et cetera, for at least 3 months. You have nothing to lose.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have a qualification as to what an indie publisher versus a mid-sized publisher might be, or as far as dollar volume or amount of books published?
No, not really, But they just have to accept the fact that digital books is $2 a download that they're getting. It doesn't matter if you're an indie author or a publisher. That's all. And as far as the print goes, and if you have it in stock, put it any price you want, including the shipping cost. There you have it. Yeah, that's all.
Okay. I had another question. Unfortunately, I forgot what it was. I assume you're going to be working with the various Texas programs, writers groups and stuff like that to get the word out.
We haven't really started talking to them, and actually we've been talking to people for the past maybe 3 weeks, something like that. And we found you, and we found a bunch of authors. They are trickling down, and we found one in the publisher. And again, we haven't really touched it yet. But as you said, yes, we will be we are actually talking to one magazine in Texas, Austin, Texas, and we'll be putting some ads in there, doing some email marketing, and let's see how things are gonna boil down, and then we'll progress.
Okay. For the people who are watching, of course, what is the website so they can learn more?
The website is www.bookselfie.com. And again, on the side, when you're looking at the monitor on the side, there are some arrows like authors, and just take a look at those. It'll take you to a place where you want to go, or just register up on the top, big letters, And the process is this: if you're an indie author or a indie publisher, you register and you get accepted. We actually do look at you. It's not that we look around, we do look at you. And then you start uploading your products. We look at your products, any problems, issues, we'll send you an email saying, hey, you need to correct this. And that's it. And when everything looks fine, we just approve your products. It appears on the site and it appears on the app. And there you go. You're up and running.
Now, in reference to purchases, how long does it take for them to get paid out?
The threshold is $50 on the digitals. Well, actually on everything. As soon as you have that $50 threshold, there you go. You get paid. There is no calendar anything, like every 5 years, or not year, 5 days or 5 months, you get paid. It's $50. However, at the end of the year, we close up the books. So even if you have like a couple of cents in there, or $5,000 or anything in there, at the end of the year, everything goes out. You don't have to go over that $50 threshold.
So that brings an interesting question. Based on the $50 threshold, it sounds like every $50 you get paid out. Is that right?
Yes, you can. Well, there is actually an option there. You can just, let's say that somebody bought, I'm just saying, 50 of your books, and it is $150. You can just immediately go over there and request for a payment. And we take a look at it, and if it's over $50, there you go. You get paid.
Okay. The reason I'm curious about this is because if you happen to end up with a good author that's selling hundreds of books each month, they may get 4 or 5 payouts in one day, which seems like a lot of extra work for you guys versus,
Oh, we don't do anything. It's automatic.
Right, but still.
Yeah, yes, that's true. But we just said $50. Again, when we come to that, we have these $1.2 million a month authors. We'll think about it.
Work out better arrangements, save you some.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Well, we are at the end of our time. I want to thank you for talking with us, and we wish you the best of luck.
Okay, great. Thank you very much again.
Thank you for watching or listening to the Indie Beacon Show, produced by B Alan Bourgeois for the Authors Marketing International LLC. Copyright 2021. Voiceover by B Alan Bourgeois. If you would like to be a sponsor of the show, please email us at authorsmarketing@outlook.com. If you would like to be on the show, please complete the form found on our website at indiebeacon.com. You may also watch previous year's shows on the website. Music is Frolic of Words, created for Indie Beacon